Lesson 7. Python Programming Language. Introduction. Language has been our primary means of communication and human interaction for thousands of years. For a community, the language contains the words that the people need to communicate. Words themselves are abstract, but they indicate the meaning. They point to objects or actions, etc. When you look at your computer, you will find that there are many pieces of hardware and software that need to communicate with each other. Your application is reacting to mouse and keyboard or even the mic. It can read files from your disk storage and so on. But do you know that a machine understands only ones and zeros, the combination of which creates meaning, as computers only think in binary digits of ones and zeros. Programming languages allow us to translate the ones and zeros that humans can understand and write. A programming language is made up of a series of symbols that allow humans to translate their thoughts into instructions that computers can understand. In this chapter, we will learn more about Python programming language. Python. Python is a general-purpose, dynamic, high-level and interpreted programming language developed by Frido van Rossum in 1991. It is simple and easy to learn and provides lots of high-level data structures. It focuses on readability and simple syntax. It has English-like syntax, and reading a Python code is similar to reading an English sentence. Today, it is one of the most widely used programming languages in the world. Python is a cross-platform programming language, which means that it can run on multiple platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Linux. The Python idle, integrated development environment executes instructions one line at a time. This also lets us use it as a calculator. Features of Python. Python is a widely used high-level programming language first launched in 1991. Since then, Python has been gaining popularity and is considered as one of the most popular and flexible server-side programming languages. Let us now see various features of Python that make it so powerful and popular. Python is easy to learn. Python's simple syntax increases its readability and ensures that it is one of the easiest programming languages to learn. Python has multiple libraries and packages. Python provides a large standard libraries and packages. You can use it to implement a variety of functions without the need to reinvent the wheel every time. Easy to code. Python is very easy to code as compared to other popular languages. It is also a developer-friendly language. Free and open source. Python language is an open source and its source code is freely available at the official website. Since it is open source, this means that source code is also available to public. So you can download it, use it, as well as share it. Interpreted language. Python is an interpreted language because its code is executed line by line at a time. This makes it easy to test and debug. Platform independent. Python is platform independent. Since Python is open source, you can run it on Windows, Mac, Linux or any other platform. Your programs will work without any need to change it for every machine. Installing Python. Windows does not come with Python programming language by default. However, you can install Python on Windows Server or local machine by following a few easy steps. 1. Visit https://www.python.org/downloads and click on the Download Python 3.10.3 button. 2. Once the download is completed, click on the .exe file to install Python. 3. Click on Run button. 4. Click on Install Now. The installation process will take few minutes to complete. 5. As it finishes, you will be prompted to the setup was successful. Click on the Close button. You have successfully installed Python on your Windows system. There are two modes for using the Python interpreter. Interactive mode. Interactive mode is a command line shell which gives immediate response of each statement. It is used to run one single line or one block of code. Script mode. Script mode is used to work with more than one single code or block of code. It takes more time to compile. In this mode, one can simply write all the lines of code in a text file. Starting Python software. You can use either the command line window or the idle development environment to use Python interactively. Follow the given steps to start Python in idle mode. 1. Click on the Start button. 2. Click on the Python 3.10. 3. Click on the idle Python 3.10 64-bit. The shell window will appear with a menu. Python shell is a command line tool that starts up the Python interpreter. You can test simple programs and also write some short programs. However, in order to write a more complex Python program, you need an editor. Idle, on the other hand, has combined the above two needs and bundled them as a package. Writing and running a program. By default, Python starts up in the shell, which is an interactive window. You can also create a program in Python script by simply 1. Click on File, New File from the menu bar. It will open an editor window. 2. Type the following code into the text editor. Print, say hello. Print, welcome back to the world of Python. 3. Now click File, Save option to save your code. Make sure you save it with the .py extension. 4. Finally click on Run module to execute the program or press F5 key. You should see the program printed on your Python shell. Variables. A variable is a reserved memory area, memory address to store value. For example, we want to store an employee's salary. In such a case, we can create a variable and store salary using it. Using that variable name, you can read or modify the salary amount. In other words, a variable is a value that varies according to the condition or input passed to the program. Everything in Python is treated as an object, so every variable is nothing but an object in Python. Naming variables. A variable name is called an identifier and has to follow some rules. Variables can have letters A to Z, capital, and A to Z, small, digits 0 to 9, and underscores. It cannot begin with an underscore or a digit. It cannot have white space and signs like plus and hyphen, exclamation, $, hash, or percentage. It cannot be a reserved keyword for Python. Variable names are case sensitive. A variable's name can be made of letters, digits, and underscores, but you cannot begin it with an underscore or a digit. You cannot use white space or the signs plus and minus in a name. Some examples of valid variable names are Python 1, exploit _2, work _of _terminator. These names are invalid. Passive - aggressive. 21 lies. Fake @rs. Assigning a variable. It is useful to be able to store information in variables. A variable is a string of characters and numbers associated with a piece of information. The assignment operator is used to assign values to variables in Python. It is denoted by the equal to symbol. Note that we are assigning the value on the right side of the equal to sign to the variable on the left. For example, age is equal to 15. The above example, age is equal to 15, takes the known value 15 and assigns that value to the variable with name age. After executing this, the number will be stored into the variable. Until the value is changed or the variable is deleted, the character age behaves like the value 15. Let us take another example. Type the following code into your idle editor and save it. P is equal to 10, Q is equal to 20, P is equal to Q. Print P is equal to P. Print Q is equal to Q. Now run the program. You will get the following output. P is equal to 20, Q is equal to 10. Although P has an initial value of 10 declared on the first line, the third line, P is equal to Q, assigns the value of Q to P, P less than Q, hence changing the value of P to 20 while the value of Q remains unchanged. Data types. The data stored in memory can be of many types. Data type represents a kind of value and determines what operations can be done on it. For example, a student roll number is stored as a numeric value and his or her name is stored as string. Python has various standard data types that are used to define the operations possible on them and the storage method for each of them. Some built-in data types in Python are as follows. Number. A number is a data type to store numeric value. The object for the number will be created when we assign a value to the variable. In Python, we can use the following data types to store numeric values. Integer. The int is a data type that returns integer type values. They are also called ints or integers. The integer value can be positive or negative without a decimal point. Examples: 8436 minus 765 0x7a 00402, etc. Boolean. Data with one of two built-in values, true or false, representing 1 and 0 respectively. Float. Floats are the values with the decimal point dividing the integer and the fractional parts of the number. Float data type is used to store decimal values. Examples: minus 55.550, 0.005, 1.32E10. Scientific notation. Complex number. Complex number has a real and an imaginary component. It is represented as x plus yj. Examples: 3 plus 5j, minus 2.3 plus 6.4j. String. A string is a set of characters represented in quotation marks. Python allows us to define a string in either pair or single or double quotation marks. For example, to store a person's name, we can use a string type. String can be output to screen using the print function. For example, print hello, print welcome to the Python world, etc. List. List is an ordered collection of one or more data items put in square brackets. Examples: list 1 is equal to square bracket 1, 2, 3, A, B, 7, 8, square bracket 10, 11, square bracket closed, square bracket, double quotes Peter, 1, 99.99, true, square bracket closed. Tuple. Tuple is an ordered collection of one or more data items separated by a comma and put in parentheses. They may or may not necessarily be of same type. Examples: tuple 1 is equal to parentheses 1, 2, 3, 4, parentheses, double quotes Thomas, 10, 3.142, true. Dictionary. A dictionary object is an unordered collection, items not accessed by index of data in key, value pair from. Collection of such pairs is enclosed in curly brackets. Example: curly bracket open, 1, double quotes Python, 2, double quotes Java, 3, double quotes Ruby, 4, double quotes Perl. Keywords. Keywords. Keywords are the key terms used to describe a particular data type. Python keywords are the words that are reserved. Each keyword has a special meaning and a specific operation. These keywords cannot be used as a variable. They define the syntax and structure of Python. You cannot use a word from this list as a name for your variable or function. A pre-described rule of usage for each keyword is called a syntax. There are 33 keywords in Python. The following is a list of keywords for the Python programming language. False, except, return, def, not, await, in, and, from, async, else, raise, continue, non-local, with, import, true, for, while, elif, pass, class, lambda, assert, if, none, finally, try, del, or, break, is, as, global, yield. An identifier is any word that is variable. An identifier is a user-defined name to represent the basic building blocks of Python. There are some rules for writing identifiers. But first, you must know identifier is case sensitive. That means name and name are two different identifiers in Python. Operators in Python. An operator is a symbol that will perform mathematical operations on variables or on values. Operators operate on operands, values, and return a result. Let's take an example. 2 plus 3. Here, 2 and 3 are called operands, and plus is an operator for addition. It adds 2 and 3 and prints 5 in the interpreter. This is an arithmetic operator. Python has several types of operators that we can use to perform different operations and produce a result. Arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators are the most commonly used. They perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. They work the same as basic mathematics. Python has 7 arithmetic operators for different mathematical operations. They are operator, name, description, example. Addition. It is used to add two numbers. Sum is equal to a plus b. Subtraction. It is used for subtraction. Difference is equal to a minus b. Multiplication. It is used to multiply two numbers. Product is equal to a multiplied b. Division. It is used to divide two numbers. Division is equal to b upon a. Floor division. It divides and returns the integer value of the quotient. It dumps the digits after the decimal. Floor division is equal to b floor divided a. Modulus. It divides and returns the value of the remainder. Modulus is equal to a percentage b. Exponentiation. It raises the first number to the power of the second. Exponentiation is equal to b raised to the power a. Now type the following programs in Python. Relational operators. Relational operators are also called comparison operators. They perform a comparison between two values and return a boolean, true or false, depending upon the result of the comparison. Python has the following relational operators. Operator, description. Example, x is equal to 15 and y is equal to 10. Result. Is equal to, x is equal to y, false. Is less than, x less than y, false. Is greater than, x greater than y, true. Is less than and equal to, x is less than and equal to y, false. Is greater than and equal to, x greater than equal to y, true. Is not equal to, x is not equal to y, true. Now type the following programs in Python. Assignment operators. Assignment operators are used to assign value to the variable in Python. Assign operator is denoted by is equal to symbol. For example, name is equal to double quotes Peter. Here we have assigned the string literal Peter to a variable name. Look at the list of all assignment operators in Python. Operator, name, description. Assign. It assigns a value to the expression on the left. Add and assign. It adds the values on either side and assigns it to the expression on the left. Subtract and assign. It subtracts the value on the right from the value on the left, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Divide and assign. It divides the value on the left by the one on the right, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Multiply and assign. It multiplies the values on either sides, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Modulus and assign. It performs modulus on the values on either side, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Exponent and assign. It performs exponentiation on the values on either side, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Floor divide and assign. It performs floor division on the values on either side, then assigns it to the expression on the left. Logical operators. Logical operators are useful when checking a condition is true or not. Python has 3 logical operators. All logical operators return a Boolean value, true or false, depending on the condition in which it is used. Operator, name, description, and x and y. If the condition on both sides of the operator are true, then the expression as a whole is true. Or x or y. The expression is false only if both the statements around the operator are false. Otherwise, it is true. Not x. This inverts the Boolean value of an expression. It converts true or false and false to true. Now type the following programs in Python. Operator precedence. Precedence of these operator means the priority level of operators. This becomes vital when an expression has multiple operators in it. For example, consider the following expression. X is equal to 7 plus 3 multiplied 2. Here, x is assigned 13, not 20, because operator multiplication has higher precedence than addition. So, it first multiplies 3 times 2 and then adds into 7. Note that parentheses overrides the precedence of the arithmetic operators. Operator precedence affects how an expression is evaluated. Let us take another example. 13 plus 5 multiplied 2 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 13. 3.0 hash output. How did that happen? Let us see how it works. 13 plus 5 gives us 18. 18 multiplied 2 gives us 36. 36 minus 4 gives us 32. 32 divided by 2 gives us 16.0. Note that division gives us floats. 16 minus 13 gives us 3.0. Below is a list of operators indicating the precedence level. It is in descending order, means the upper group has more precedence than the lower group. Operators, description, parentheses, exponentiation, complement, unary, plus and minus, multiply, divide, modulus, and floor division, addition and subtraction, right and left bitwise shift, bitwise and, bitwise or and XOR, comparison operators, assignment operators. Expressions. An expression is a combination of values, variables, operators, and function calls. Notably, the Python interpreter can evaluate a valid expression. For example, 4 plus 3, 7, output. 4 plus 3 is an expression with one operator. We can also put in more than one. The precedence rules show us the way to follow an order. The division has a higher precedence than addition. 3 plus 3 divided by 3, 4.0, output. When we use parentheses, however, we can alter the order of execution here. 3 plus 3 divided by 3, 2.0, output. What we conclude here is that using parentheses, we can force the operators of lower precedence to run first, or we can say that when two operators share an operand, the one with the higher precedence goes first. Statements. A statement is an instruction that a Python interpreter can execute. So, in simple words, we can say anything written in Python is a statement. For example, age is equal to 15 is an assignment statement, where age is a variable name and 15 is its value. There are other kinds of statements, such as print and input. The print and assignment statements are commonly used. The result of a print statement is a value, and assignment statements do not produce a result, only assigns a value to the operand on its left side. A Python script usually contains a sequence of statements. If there is more than one statement, the result appears only one time when all statements execute. Let us learn about them. Print function. The print function displays value of any Python expression on the Python shell. For example, message is equal to single quotes, Python is fun. Hash, print the string message. Print message. The output of the above program is Python is fun. More than one expressions can be displayed by single print function by separating them with comma. For example, program 1, output. To use separator character between expressions, define sep parameter. In following example, is equal to is defined as sep parameter. For example, program 2, output. By default, a new line character is automatically issued at the end of print, output. To change it to other value, use end parameter. In following code, end parameter is defined as double quotes. As a result, output of next print will not start with new line, but in continuation of first print statement. For example, program 3, output. Input function. The input function reads the data from standard input device, that is, keyboard, as a string object. It can be referred to by a variable having suitable name. For example, program 4, output. Here, variable name refers to the object created. We can check the value of the variable by just typing its name in the input cell. As you know, whatever you enter as input, the input function always converts it into a string. But when we need to convert as input string value into an integer, we use an int function. For example, program 5, output. In a nutshell, Python is general purpose, dynamic, high-level and interpreted programming language developed by Fido van Rossum in 1991. Python is simple and easy to learn and provides lots of high-level data structures. It is used to create web pages, applications, and games. A variable is a reserved memory area, memory address to store value. Data type represents a kind of value and determines what operations can be done on it. Integer, float, string, list, tuple, dictionary are some data types. Python keywords are the words that are reserved. Each keyword has a special meaning and a specific operation. An operator is a symbol that will perform mathematical operations on variables or on values. A statement is an instruction that a Python interpreter can execute. In a nutshell, HTML5 is a markup language used to structure and present content on the World Wide Web. An HTML tag is a piece of markup language used to indicate the beginning and end of an HTML element in an HTML document. The heading tag is used to define the headings of a page. There are 6 levels of headings from H1 to H6. CSS or Cascading Style Sheet is the standard style sheet language of web, used to style or format the layout of an HTML document. There are 3 ways to add CSS in HTML documents, that is inline, internal, and external. CSS background property is used to define the background effects on element. The font property sets all the different properties of an element's font. It is used to control the look of your text. Margins are used to create space around elements outside of any defined borders.